Thanks, Jerry. Welcome everyone today to the Nexus Minerals story, and I would say after the last episode, this one's going to sound incredibly simple. It's not a story caught up in litigations or dramas of overseas returns or anything else. This is a West Australian gold story, and recently an addition in Victoria as well. So the company has a very modest number of shares on issue and a reasonably healthy share price and a very, very healthy bank balance courtesy of some good exploration success last year. The board there, I was calculating it the other day, has nearly 150 years worth of exploration and mining experience between us. So it's people that have been in the industry, have done it, are enthusiastic about it, and love what we do. So we're really enjoying the resurgence of exploration in this last sort of couple of years, and it looks bright and rosy for Nexus Minerals. Our projects, we as a board looked 6 or 7 years ago and said, look, where do we want to be in the world? Obviously we'd all had extensive Australian and international experience, and through sort of 13 and 14 there was an opportunity to pick up some good ground in Western Australia. And so I undertook a review and said, look, where do we want to be if we had any choice, particularly in Australia? And the WALLBROOK region and the Eastern Goldfields region, sort of 200 k's northeast of Kalgoorlie, huge mineral endowment, some successful, obviously, gold mining and exploration was going on in the district, and an opportunity to get into some serious land packages and to do some meaningful exploration work. Recently we've added a porphyry copper project in Victoria. We've been assessing and looking at projects, copper and Australia-wide, for the last couple of years, and it's really purely coincidental that that's all come to fruition at a time when we're certainly seeing some copper stories come to the forefront. So it's been a while in the making, but we're comfortable and very happy with how that one's coming together. So I'll start with Western Australia, and our main project there is the WALLBROOK project, which I'll be talking about today. We've heard a few times about some different sort of stories and some neurology, and my main emphasis whenever we're looking anywhere is being in the right rocks. You have to start with that, and then you can move forward, and the success will follow. So we've selected a large package of ground there. Unashamedly, we're all hooked in and intertwined with Northern Star's operations all out, whether it between CRUSADER Dam and the porphyry mining operation, and we hold all of the tenure in between the two. We took that off the then Saracen, now being Northern Star. A number of those guys and myself worked together in the past. They were comfortable, obviously, with their mining operation, and they were going very, very well, but weren't that comfortable in putting money into the ground and exploring. So that's how Nexus has put together such a significant land package in such some great geological terrain. It's a blown up version, CRUSADER Dam to the south, 3-4 million ounces and growing. Their porphyry mining centre is to the north, and they've commenced mining that last year as well. So the haul road runs right through all of our tenure between the two. So the processing facility is down at CRUSADER Dam. So that's where we're exploring in the right rocks. So big land package, good terrain, and the geology is certainly starting to show some rewards for the work that we've done there. Multi-million ounce district. Regionally, we're looking for these high-level intrusives, and the rocks that they've intruded is where the gold is, and that's what we've been exploring for the last few years. Obviously, you can't read all those numbers. They're obviously in the presentation and on the website. You can come and see us at the booth and we can chat through some more. Importantly, there's a lot of gold. It holds together quite nicely, and so hence we've had a big drill program last year, got ourselves some fantastic results, and are starting to follow it up this year. The introduction in the booklet that you've been presented, I think, states along the lines of, Nexus is starting 2021 to follow up on a fantastic year last year and its exploration success, and that's certainly where we're sitting. We feel that we've spent sort of 3 to 4 years building up our knowledge in the district, and now it's time to really start bringing some numbers home. So this is all starting to come together and tie together quite nicely, and our first hole for this year was a diamond hole which we commenced drilling in February, and we've just received the results for it. The secret to the mineralisation in this Carasue Dam and the basin and the mineralisation there is these red rocks, these intrusive porphyries altered with this hematite alteration. And I was talking with a shareholder yesterday that's been with Nexus for a couple of years, and showed him the photograph. We're going through the presentation, and he said before I had a chance to, "Oh, those are those red rocks you kept talking about." And I said, "Yep, they're the ones." So finally starting to work out where they are and why they are where they are, and so you can see there we're ending up with the one drill hole was the 9 metres at 4.5 grams, including the 3 at 11. So we're really getting some good grade. It's continuous, and the drill programs this year will be following up on that. So the diamond rig has just moved off site last week, and an RC rig moves in, and we'll literally be rotating RC and diamond rigs for the whole year. So a lot of exploration work through the year with a rig continuously on site. The long section simply shows that last year the purple and the red results that we got in the purple zones indicate 5 grams. Ideally, in any exploration and any depth mineralisation, you're looking for 3 to 5 metres in width plus, and obviously around the 5 grams is a fantastic number, and that purple zones are all 5 grams. So quite continuous, starting to do more drilling, starting filling this at depth, and then grow the resource. That's where we drilled last year, and this is the zone that we've got planned for this year. So this is where we'll be drilling throughout the year, so constant news flow through 2021. Further to the north of CRUSADER is the TEMPLAR zone, so these two now are essentially one zone. Drilling there last year, again some fantastic results. We've got a strike now of around 1.6 kilometres, which links this CRUSADER and the TEMPLAR zones together. So it's going to be a significant part of our exploration campaigns through 2021 as well. As you can see in the top slide, these are our C chips from the TEMPLAR region, and we're back to our red rocks again. You don't get this hematite alteration unless you're in the right zone, and all of the mineralisation, as I've said, through Carasue Basin has that red rock association. So once we started intersecting that in our RC chips in TEMPLAR, we thought, well, all right, similar system. This thing looks like it all joins together. The drilling we did last year showed that, and so we'll keep growing it in this year. Similar story moving further to the north. Branches on the same strike, same rocks, similar geophysical showcase, and we've drilled it and got some fantastic results through there last year. I think we drilled 99 holes last year, in the second half of last year, and 92 of them intersected all grades and widths all along this one strike. So we don't need any more ground than that. It's about 12 kilometres between the WALLBROOK mine to the south and Porphyry to the north, and we intend to be infilling that through the year. The paint project is just to the south of that WALLBROOK mine, and it's all part of the same strike, the same alteration, the same system, and our brick red alteration was what we'd intersected there in 2019. We've done only 12 sort of holes there. It's large, semi-low grade, a different style of system, but there are high grade hits within it. And we've actually just applied for the EIS co-funding system in the West, where if you can sort of prove some technical merit in a project, but you just would like to have a bit of a poke around, in essence, then they will co-fund us. So we've been successful in that. So we'll be drilling the paint project as part of this EIS co-funded scheme in 2021. That red outline is the size of Karari, the mine 30 k's to the south, which holds over 5 million ounces. So we've comfortably got the scale and the size and the alteration system to host a similar size project. So plenty of follow-up. We talk about the right rocks. That's what Nexus has in the WALLBROOK project, and that's what we'll be exploring intensively through this year. That's Northern Stars, greater than 5 million ounces in there. section there, so plenty of room for us to succeed. We also utilise a lot of Northern Star's infrastructure in the area. We stay in the camps, we eat there, we use the haul roads, and it makes exploration and ensuring that the dollars we spend go into the ground and aren't caught up in expensive setups. It's all drilling. As I said, 18 months ago or so, started looking in more detail at copper projects. I'd spent nearly 15 years exploring for porphyry coppers all through the Asia-Pacific region, and so no stranger to the way in which these occur and the exploration for them, and had a lot of success in their discovery. So was looking through, again, sticking to Australia, and the eastern seaboard, and certainly that the section in those purple rocks through the New South Wales and Victoria is an area that's hugely underexplored, and you've heard a number of stories here in the last few days of people who are starting to do more work there and getting more success. So we undertook more local work once we sort of identified areas we liked, worked out who had the tenure, spoke to the owners of the tenure, and brought the project in this last couple of months actually. So again, the right rocks. If you're not in those purple rocks, you might as well be on the moon. That's where they are, that's where you need to be, and that's where Nexus is. No historical exploration, but it's certainly part of this exploration tract, the Oval Tract it's called, which hosts everything from Cadia, Cowell, North Parks, hundreds of millions of tonnes copper, ounces of gold. It's where you need to be. Porphyry coppers do poke out of the ground all the way down through Victoria and into Tasmania, but just very little work's been done on them. No money has been available to exploration companies really to explore meaningfully for copper over the years, and I think we're in a period of time now where everyone realises the requirement for copper, and it's so very comfortable now with us exploring. So, good package of land. I won't bore you with all those minute details, but again, in essence, all those points simply point us to the fact that it's the right rocks, that it's a good place to start. Rolling hills, historical shallow quartz veins with a lot of copper in them as well. There was actually a copper smelter here at the turn of the century, largest producer of copper in Victoria, and so it has a history there. The tenure is large, it's recently granted, so we've got 5 years of exploration on it. There's no impediments there to our exploration, so we're starting what is essentially a fertility test work. So we'll know in the next 6 months whether this ground shows the attributes that potentially host a large porphyry copper system. So Nexus's program for the next 8 or so months is a strong and a busy one. We're well funded. WALLBROOK will continue to explore throughout the year and keep following up targets behind as we keep drilling. BETHANGA will do our fertility test work, and we're also undertaking R&D project inputs in Western Australia as part of a larger R&D project. So why Nexus Minerals? Highly prospective ground package, actively exploring, systematically exploring, and having a large amount of exploration success. Brought in Victorian project for the year as well. Quality projects in the right rocks, professional and experienced management team, and we're very well funded. Thank you very much.